Well, so here I am in Jaisalmer, and with me I've got the all-new Ford Endeavour. Now it's not completely all new, but the biggest change is that of a new heart, out goes the 3.2 and the 2.2 diesel engines, and in comes a new 2-liter turbocharged engine along with a 10-speed automatic gearbox. Yes, not a 8-speed, not a 9-speed, but a 10-speed is the first ever car in the world to offer you a 10-speed automatic gearbox. So what are the big highlights of this car? Well, if you've seen my reviews on this channel and on the earlier channel that I used to work for, then I'm sure by now that you must be knowing that I'm a big fan of the Endeavour. I think it's a very capable SUV. I think it's the best SUV at this price point. It's huge in terms of comfort, it's huge in terms of practicality, it's huge in terms of overall drivability, and all those things were there because of those two engines. But how is the new engine? How is the new 2-liter engine? Is it as good as a replacement for the 3.2 and the 2.2? That's what we're here to talk about. And of course, we'll also do some 4x4 duties today because we are on the sand dunes of Jaisalmer, as you can see behind me. And of course, a lot of people who buy these cars don't buy them for off-roading duties. But I'm here to show you that this car is much more capable than you think it is. So let's get started. But before starting off, just a small request, please do follow me on Instagram. My handle is RCMC1, flashing below your screen. And also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I've got the same handles there as well. Thanks for watching. Well, so inside the cabin of the new Endeavour, nothing inside the cabin has changed, and you get the same kind of quality that you got on the earlier car, which is a good thing. The quality of the Endeavour has always been one of its strengths. You get this beautiful looking touchscreen. This of course has Ford's Sync 3. It's a very nice screen to use. The menus, sub-menus, everything is very well marked, and I think this is one of the best systems out there. It's definitely a lot easier to use than its main rival, the Toyota Fortuner screen, and all the menus I just said are marked very well. You also get this swivel wheel over here, which of course is for the different driving modes. So you can choose normal mode, snow mode, or of course sand mode. You also get a few buttons over here for the low range as well as for the traction control and other stuff. And the quality, as I just said, is very good. The seats also are very good in terms of comfort. You get excellent support all across. And of course, this grab handle will also enhance the SUV quotient inside the cabin. A big panoramic sunroof is also part of the standard equipment on this car. And of course, as I just said, one of the best SUVs to sit in. Quality is good, the features list is very generous, and the overall ambience is also very luxurious. So let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is. So here I'm in the second row of the Endeavour seats, and just like the earlier car, you've got plenty of place over here. The cushioning also is absolutely spot on, and this seat slides both forward as well as back. So depending on who's sitting at the back, you can also change around the backrest angle. You can move it down or bring it up, and I think this is a better car than its main rivals in terms of the sheer comfort on offer, because the cushioning on these seats is very good. You also get a grab handle over here, which aids in that essential SUV feeling. Also controls for the AC over here, and a 12-volt charging point, and the AC vents are here on top, on the rooftop over here. And of course, this panoramic sunroof also adds to the sense of overall luxury and opulence. The best point is that you get big windows, so you never feel claustrophobic inside the car, and they all have that one touch down and one touch up function, which is great. But that's not the only good point. The windows go all the way down, and you can always keep your hand over here and enjoy the breeze on a nice and breezy evening if you're driving up the hills. Overall, an excellent place to be. I'll give it a strong score of 9 out of 10. And of course, you get 2 jump seats at the back as well, but I won't really be getting in them because you've already seen them in my other reviews. So I'll link the links of those videos in the description box below, and you can check them out, because if you want to see this car's interiors again, you can check them out on my earlier videos. Anyways, now let's get to the main bits of the car, which is of course the engine and the gearbox, and let's get on the driver's seat. Well, so here we are driving the new Ford Endeavour with the new 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine, and of course with the 10-speed automatic gearbox. Yes, that's a line I never thought I'd say in my career as a motoring journalist. A 10-speed automatic gearbox, that too on Ford. Now this is Ford's own gearbox. They haven't borrowed it from anyone. This isn't made from some other. Now this is Ford's own automatic gearbox, and they use it in the North American market mostly. And this gearbox is the first ever 10-speed gearbox on a car or an SUV, and that makes Ford even more proud, and even you'll be proud because when you drive this car, you'll realize that it's a fantastic gearbox to operate. Now, this gearbox also skips gears. It goes directly from second to fourth, or fourth to sixth, or even fourth to seventh if it needs to. It studies the rev pattern, your driving style, and even kind of speed that your car is doing. And then, of course, it shifts gears, so you'll never think it's in the wrong gear. You'll never feel like the car is in the wrong gear, because it's always in the right gear. The shifts are completely seamless. You'll never get to know also when the car is shifting up or down. It's a very seamless, very effortless gearbox, and this car in fact is very effortless to drive. Even though it's a big and heavy SUV, the steering wheel is relatively light. It's a feel-some steering wheel. The controls are light. It's a very agile car for its size and shape, and that means that you will never feel tired on a long highway trip. The suspension setup also is absolutely fantastic. It soaks in the bumps very well. Now, this car's suspension has been retuned again for the slightly lighter weight of the engine on the front axle, because this engine is lighter than the older car. So that also adds to the overall comfort on this car. And I have to say that this diesel engine is supreme in terms of refinement. It's one of the best engines I've ever driven across any segment, and it's not only quiet, it's also very responsive. And because of this 10-speed automatic gearbox, the flexibility of the engine has been even enhanced further. Now, we were doing speeds of about 90 and 100 kph yesterday. Now, we were doing speeds of 90 and 100 kph earlier, and the engine was in 9th gear and spinning at around 1400, 1500 rpm. It was really like a distant murmur somewhere. In fact, occupants in the back, my camera crew sitting in the back, they felt that they couldn't even hear the engine noise, and all they could hear was the noise from the AC vents, which was more prominent than the engine noise. So this cabin is also very well isolated and very well damped from whatever is happening on the outside. So in that sense, it's a great car for long distance journeys. It's a great car for driving in the city. It's a great car for keen drivers. It's a great car also for fuel economy, because the 4x2 version of the car gets you figures in excess of 13 kpl, or claim figures in excess of 13 kpl. And I believe those figures because I've kept the 3.2 and the 2.2 in our long-term fleet before, and we got figures of around 10, 11 kpl. So I'm certain that this relatively compact engine with this flexible gearbox will improve fuel economy even further. Now, Ford did also take us on to some sand dunes for some sand dune bashing, and this car is effortless there as well, because it gets all these multiple modes to choose from. This car is on road tires, but it had no issues dealing with those sand dunes. But to be honest, 99% people who buy these cars don't even know how capable they are and what kind of stuff they can do. So those sand dunes and all those activities get wasted on them. But if you are, of course, someone who enjoys off-roading, who enjoys a bit of sand duning and stuff like that, then definitely you should check this car out, because this car definitely is very capable even when you take it off-road. Overall, a very impressive package from Ford. I'll give it a strong score of 90 out of 100. And if you're in the market for a large size, full size SUV which can do a lot of off-roading and stuff, then you should definitely take a look at the new Ford Endeavour. It's a great little package for sure. Well, so the best point about the new Endeavour is that not only is it cheaper than before, it's also more fuel efficient, and it delivers on better ride comfort as well as better refinement from this new diesel engine. And being a 10-speed automatic gearbox means that flexibility of this engine is also greatly enhanced, and this is one of the best cars out there in the market at this price point. It's great to sit in, it's great to drive, and of course, if you want to go for that occasional off-roading adventure, you can always do that in this very capable SUV. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that if you're in the market for a budget of around 30 to 35 lakh rupees and want a big size SUV, then this is your best bet. I'm sure once you test drive it at a Ford dealership near you, you'll agree with my verdict. It's bye for now, and thanks for watching.